Hi everyone, welcome back. You're watching Math with Anila. In today's class, let's study some fundamental concepts of algebra. The first one is constants and then the variables. In arithmetic, we use the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, etc. up to 9. And each of which has a fixed value. All these numbers has fixed value, and the numbers which will be formed by combining these digits also will have the fixed values. So these numbers are called as constants, and the numbers that are formed by these digits are also called as constants since it has fixed value. In algebra, we use English letters like A, B, C, etc., which we can assign values according to the requirement. So these letters what we use in algebra are called variables. These are the main two terms what we have to study when we are discussing about algebra. So after learning about these constants and variables, let's see some of the properties what we have to remember about these two terms. The first one is combination of two or more constants. That is again a constant. Consider 2 plus 3 or 3 minus 8, 4 divided by 8, 7 into 3, etc. If you consider these are the examples, you can see the terms which we have used here are constants. Therefore, we can say that the combination here 2 plus 3 is the combination we have used here. This also is a constant. If you consider 3 minus 8, 3 is a constant and 8 is also a constant. Therefore, the combination here 3 minus 8 is also a constant. Similarly, 4 divided by 8 and 7 into 3, these are also examples of the combination of constants, and we can say that combination of two or more constants are again a constant itself. Let's see the next property. The combination of two or more variables are again variables itself. Consider some of the variables. X, as I have told you, we use the letters of English alphabet are used to represent the variables. Here X, A, P, R, etc. These are the variables we can consider. If you consider the combination of the variables, let's consider X plus R, P divided by Q, X minus A. This way, let's consider the combination. If you consider this combination, again, these are also variables. Variables are those letters where we can allot the values as per the requirement. Here X as well as R both are variables. Therefore, the combination is also a variable. Here P divided by Q, this again is a variable. X minus A is also an example of a variable. Let's see the last property. Combination of one or more constants or one or more variables is a variable. Let's consider some example. X plus 2. If we consider x plus 2, we can see that 2 is a constant since it has a fixed value and x is a variable. When you are adding these two terms together, we can say that x plus 2 is a variable. Since we can change the value of x as our requirement, x plus 2 keep changing its value. Therefore, x plus 2 is also a variable. Therefore, we can say that combination of one or more constant or one or more variable is a variable itself. Consider some other example. X by y plus 2z. If you consider this itself is a variable as well as 2z is also a variable. When we are combining these two, we can say that again this becomes a variable. And 3 minus p plus x into 5. If you consider this term here, 3 is a constant, 5 is a constant and p and x are variables. When you are combining these variables as well as the constant, again the final one what we get is a variable since the value of p as well as x keep changing. Therefore, we can say that this is also an example of a variable. So from all these terms, we can say that from the property of all these terms, we can say that the combination of one or more constants or one or more variables is again a variable. Next is a term. A term is a constant, that's a number or a variable or a combination of those two. So those are called as terms. Let's consider some of the examples. 5, 3a, y, px, 7x by 9 by 10xk by 17 or 10ab. These are the examples of terms. Look at that. The first one, there's only a single number, and the second one is a combination of a variable as well as a number, and the third one is only a variable. So all these are called as terms. A number or a variable or a combination of those two. These are the examples of terms. Next is the algebraic expression. An algebraic expression has a collection of one or more terms. Here there is only a single term, one or more terms, and which are separated by plus or minus. Only plus or minus will be separating the terms. Otherwise, that will be considered as a single term. So, an algebraic expression is a collection of one or more terms which are connected with plus or minus sign. Consider these examples. If you consider this example 3p, there is only a single term. Even this is an example of an algebraic expression. But when you consider 4x minus 8z, here there are two terms and these are separated by minus sign. And 5a plus 3b, this is separated by a plus sign and there are two terms here. And if you consider this, there are three terms, 2x square plus 3xy and minus 5. There are three terms. All these are separated by plus or minus sign. But at the same time, if you consider ABC or x by y, here ABC, here we are using the multiplication A into B into C. If you consider x by y, we are using the division here. But these are not separated by plus or minus. So we will consider these are single terms. So even if it is separated by multiplication or division, they are not considered as separate terms. Only when it is separated by minus or plus sign, we will consider these are the different terms. Otherwise, this will be considered as single terms itself. So in today's class, we have studied about constants, variables, and the properties of those two when it is combined. When it is combined with the variables or constants, what are the properties this has, and later we have seen what is a term as well as an algebraic expression. So you remember the constants and variables, whenever the combination of two or more constants are considered, then that is again a constant, and if a combination of two or more variables are considered, then it is again a variable itself. And a combination of one or more constants or one or more variable is considered, then we can say that this is again a variable itself. And the next one was a term. A term is a number or a variable or a combination of these two. That is called as a term. And an algebraic expression is a collection of terms that is separated by plus or minus. Here these are single terms whenever it is connected with a multiplication or a division sign. Only when this is separated by plus or minus, these are called as the separate terms. And an algebraic expression is a collection of one or more terms which are separated by either plus sign or a minus sign. These are the fundamental concepts. That's all for today. We'll discuss about the other fundamental topics in the next class. Thank you.